It's Saturday. It is Saturday, and I'm very excited. Before we get into the excitement, I do want to put out a very serious kind of message. We from the ex-Muslim community, or just myself, I'll just speak for myself here, let's not involve everybody, but we did hear about our good friend Isa from the Dawah community who passed away a few days ago. He was really young. He was only in his 30s, and I just want to say that he is the man that I spoke to when we all collectively went to dinner with Ali Dawah at Adnan Rashid, and I really did feel like I made a friend that day. So it now feels like I've lost a friend, and I don't know. I just wish we had more time and more memories together, and I just want to give my condolences to the family and to his loved ones. I know he has a daughter. That must be really, really hard for everyone involved, and I don't know. I never know how to react to death very well, as someone who's seen that up close a lot in my life. It's just a sad time, and I hope that his family recovers from it all soon. All of this is a very difficult time, and this can't possibly make it any easier. But I just want to say thank you to him for the, just the companionship and the listening. What you did that day has led me to make a lot of positive changes in the way that, I speak and I address things. So I really, really appreciate that, and I just hope that you live on in the memories of your family and your loved ones, and you will certainly be in mine forever. So thank you. But we're gonna move on from that. I think it's needless to say. I think that Isa deserves to be remembered and commemorated, but I think the best way to celebrate someone's life is to remember them for all of the good times and let go of all the bad shit. There's no changing it, and sometimes you just have to forget about it, and especially if you love somebody, just remember the good times, and all I had were good times with Isa, so thank you. But we're gonna move on. We have another episode of Simp Warfare, and I'm excited. Every Saturday I am excited to do a little Simp Warfare. There's nothing major to report this week, but we are going to look at the hashtag and see what we got. So I hope y'all Iron Maidens out there have been scaring the internet for dumb, stupid arguments online for this terribly named show, for all of those people who simp for bad ideas. So welcome to my door. We don't have a shitload of posts this week, but we're going to go through them anyway and see what we can come up with. I'm not entirely sure who Kenneth Roth is, but we'll have a look. He's an executive director, Human Rights Watch. Okay. And he's posted a tweet along the lines of, "Can the Islamophobia be more transparent? The French government mandates masks but still bans the burqa." A couple of things, Kenneth. The things that I would like to point out to you is that the technical term, first of all, is called the niqab. I'm not sure where the term burqa came from. I'm pretty sure it's Farsi, maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but the technical Arabic term is niqab. So I would say that by your definition of Islamophobia, you might be Islamophobic for not knowing that, or just ignorant. We don't judge here. Second of all, there's a big difference between covering your face to guard yourself against a deadly virus that has killed over 300,000 people globally right now, as far as we know, and covering your face because men can't control themselves according to a religious narrative that was written 1400 years ago. Massive difference. And I think it's really, really stupid for you to politicize a global pandemic in this way. It's not comparable. Well, I mean, it's comparable in the sense that you can compare anything to anything, but it's not comparable in the sense that you can call it Islamophobic or bigoted or whatever term you want to use, because the French government is mandating masks. Muhammad M. Abba, Hausa by Genesis, Fulani by tribe, lover of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, literature, international journals, newspaper, column, politics, and IG, which I assume is Instagram. And he tweeted saying, "Can you marry a woman that went to university? Me, I can't."
Do I want? No! No! Don't shut me up! Da-da-da-da like this in the background. What the fuck is it with you? What don't you fucking understand? Oh, good for you!
This post has 2.5k likes. 2,500 people thought that this was a good tweet. So Garo, he's our resident Somali troll.
Those kind of marriages don't last long, lol.
Make sure your children do not attend school regularly, even nursery. May God provide a wall for you and your family.
And we have people agreeing.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
This is why we needed a global pandemic, guys. This is why this was needed. And someone asked, "I'm curious why," and Muhammad goes, "Most of them have been deflowered." God forbid she make choices about her own body. How insecure would you have to be to actively want somebody who you consider less qualified, less able to, be independent and possibly less intelligent than you? Okay, so Al Jazeera English posted this tweet, and I just wanted to read some of the comments under it. And they've said, we, in quotations, "we reread the Quran with a focus on gender equality. Religious institutions are patriarchal, so we try and challenge the structure from within. The Mariam Mosque in Copenhagen is one of the first in Europe to be led by a woman." Now, I think everyone knows my opinion of reform. I don't believe that Islam is a religion that can fully ever reform, because it's pretty ironclad in how it punishes people who try. I appreciate people's efforts to do it, and I have mainly mixed feelings about it. But if we're going to talk about this mosque and what I think they're doing something positive and in the right direction. Don't know if it's going to work, but I do think that it's positive. And if you want evidence that reform will come through Muslims and not reforming Islam actively, this is the evidence, all the evidence that you'll need.
Where's her hijab at?
She seems confused. May Allah heal her intellect.
Men and women aren't equal. Allah has created them physically and emotionally different. The Western liberals and Orientalists want to integrate their desires into Islam. Only the one who created us knows what is best for us. May Allah protect us from the fitna of Akhir Zaman, the end times, or end days. Fuck you.
Mosques shouldn't be led by women.
This is the kind of thing Islamophobes like.
Mosque will be closed for a few days because Imam Sahiba is on her periods.
As if there's only one woman in the mosque.
Fitna. No Musliman will be going there. Only munafiquns. If they restrict it to be female-only mosque, it's fine. But if they intend mixing of both and a woman imam to lead, it's nothing more than a fitna.
Fitna being like trials and tribulations. Also, I like that he used the word munafiquns when munafiqun is already plural.
I have no clue why brothers and sisters are arguing with non-believers. These are the same people that advocate homosexual marriages.
What? The homosexual marriages? Interfaith marriage? Unless the person is ready to revert to Islam, else it's not Islamic marriage. Am I right? Fuck you, girl. Fuck you. I hate that while most of the commenters who are commenting like this are men, and you kind of expect that, I do also hate that there are clearly women who are perpetuating this. Like, this is for you.
Can you shut up and sit down?
Just all of these people who stand in the way of any kind of like progression, any kind of like positive movement towards something a little bit more open and inclusive. Fuck you. You see this? Read it.
Fuck you.
An accusation. An accusation. Someone, this was under Ariel Scarcella, I don't know how to pronounce her surname, but Ariel, she's a YouTuber that I follow. She's a lesbian who stopped identifying with being politically progressive left because of a number of reasons. I don't want to speak for her. I think her video is pretty good on it, so go and follow her on Twitter, on YouTube. I think she explains herself best. And this comment was under Xmos Rus, who is someone who follows me, and they have said, I was always on the left until I left Islam. The left betrays ex-Muslims like me in the name of Islamophobia. And Sophia decides to respond, this is actually really interesting. Ex-Muslims tend to fall off at the right-wing end altogether. I think it reveals that Islam is progressive while apostates are regressive. Okay, Sophia. Okay. Islam is not a progressive idea in the slightest. There is very little to say that Islam is progressive at all. It literally perpetuates a very, very right-wing idea. A very, very right-wing idea. It supports an autocracy. It supports, it governs every single aspect of your life. In what way is that left-wing? And as someone who is pretty apolitical, but would, if put between a rock and a hard place, would identify as centre-left and normally votes left, fuck you. I'm in a very fuck you mood, but how dare you tar us with the same brush? You guys don't like it when we do that to you. How dare you tar us with the same brush? Imagine somebody saying that about any group. About saying that a racial group, a religious group, any kind of group is all X or Y wing. We would never hear the end of Islamophobia. How dare you say that all Muslims are right-wing? How dare you say that all Muslims are left-wing? How dare you say that all Muslims are anything? How dare you, you Islamophobe? But the moment someone says a statement like this about ex-Muslims, at that moment, apparently everything is fine. Everything, stands to reason. And while some ex-Muslims definitely are right-wing, I'm not denying that in the slightest, while some ex-Muslims are definitely right-wing, that does not mean that we are all right-wing. A lot of us are working class people, and it would not benefit us in the slightest to be right-wing. Stop this nonsense. Also, Mariam Namazi, who leads the charge here in the UK, is, declared a communist. So I don't even know where you get that from. I would say ex-Muslims definitely found acceptance among the right. No. Ex-Muslims definitely push this type of fear-induced narrative, much like the right. Also, ex-Muslims use victimization while demonizing Muslims and Islam as a whole, much like the right. Just because there are people out there who are willing to take advantage of us does not mean that we agree with them. There are many people, I think that you would agree, who use Islam and its narrative to push a dangerous ideal. ISIS, hi, how are you? There are several groups that use Islam and its narratives and Muslims as a whole to push a very, very dangerous idea. And I would never for a second say that all Muslims agree with that and all Muslims feel at home with that. So why do you apply the same standard to us? It's actually kind of tragic and flawed, and it is really not helping anyone for you to keep perpetuating this idea. Fee num num. It really, really isn't. Takashi, who is one of the Iron Maidens, has responded to this, and he's given a long response to this person. He said, demonizing Muslims is wrong. Demonizing the cult ideology of Islam is well founded, as it actually creates victims through emotional and physical abuse and violence. And the right doesn't just mean for fear-mongering nationalists, it encompasses a range of values. Ex-Muslims can shout from the top of buildings and blare it on speakers that we don't hate Muslims, we hate Islam, and yet people won't actually listen and continue hating Muslims. If they don't want to understand our message, even after repeatedly hearing it, that's not on us. Thank you, Takashi. Thank you. Please go and follow Takashi. We love him. We stan him. He's also one of my Bangla friends, so go and follow him. He deserves it. The last and final tweet that we have going is from our girl Shmarana Shmande, who gives us something to laugh about every single time. So this auntie over here has hashtag human rights in her bio, but responds to at a fucking parodies tweet about apostasy being punishable by death with the usual contempt and ridicule. At Sajida, your human rights activism doesn't include your own religious practice. Pathetic. And Sajida said, so it means they, ex-Muslims, keep on being unhappy whole life instead of enjoying their new identity. Sophia, who we've covered earlier in this video, responds by saying, how can you hate almost a quarter of humanity, you vile fascist? You actually make me sick. At least I have my face up. You're trolling people from behind an Ariana Grande pic, and the fact that you think that 26 is old shows you're some lonely 13 with fuck all to do. 26 is a grown adult. 26 is a grown adult. You should be able to understand that losing your life for an ideal is fucked up. I don't think that that's a difficult thing to understand. I really, really don't. And the fact that so many people do not understand that is fucked up. I really hate dealing with this sort of narrative that's perpetuated, but it's so messed up in its own way, and it's just repeated day after day after day after day, that we hate a quarter of humanity, that we hate all Muslims, that we are vile fascists that are discriminatory towards an entire demographic. Do you understand that our families, many of our friends, many of the people that we have shared our entire lives with are Muslims? It's such a simple thing to understand, and I don't fucking get it when you idiots, you raging fucking morons, do not understand that just because we disagree with an idea, like you disagree maybe with Christianity, or you disagree with Hinduism, or you disagree with atheism, just because we disagree with an idea, that you think that we hate all people associated with that idea. Just fuck off. Life isn't this serious. Go back to picketing for Palestine. Like, do something. Like, what is this helping, in your opinion? What is this helping? The Charles Dower Award for this week, drumroll please, goes to Mr. Kenneth Roth for simping for the burqa. Kenneth Roth, congratulations. Well done on being the dumbest motherfucker of this week. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode. It's a bit of a downer, I know, at the start, but I really thought that it needed to be addressed, and I just wanted to thank him. Like, that's all. I hope that nobody has a problem with that. I hope that nobody jumps down my neck for that. I feel like I'm entitled to make friends in whatever sphere that I feel, regardless of what my friends did or who they are. I love everybody. I love all kinds of people, and I wanted to I just wanted to express that I'm kind of grieving right now for the loss of a friend. So yeah, I'm sorry if this was a downer to start with, but I hope you had a good time with the rest of the video anyway. I hope you enjoy this look, rate it, and I want to reach out to my Iron Maidens for always just, you know, using the hashtag and tagging me in your dumb arguments. I really enjoy them all the time. Every week when I get to report on them, I just have a good time, you know. It's a lot of fun. And remember, if you come across a stupid argument on the internet and you want it reported on this platform in this segment, remember to hashtag it with Simp Warfare, and I will see you in the next video, probably live stream tomorrow, and then also Apostate Alliance on the Rage. But yeah, remember to like, share, subscribe, and have a wonderful day. If you could please share the channel, I really want to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we are pretty close to hitting 2,000, so if you have any ideas for how we can celebrate, please do let me know. And yeah, I will see you in tomorrow's live stream and on the Apostate Alliance on the Rage channel. So see you then.
No looking back.